Should be live. Sometimes urban legends are true. Drama, intrigue, superpowers, shadow monsters. They've got it all. Set in the fictional town of Olligrove, Illinois, Volume 1 of The Grovers introduces a dynamic group of youths brought together by the tension of all things. When the five adolescents accidentally stumble upon a secret location, a most unexpected item ends up granting them special abilities. And along with their new powers comes an ominous threat linked to an old urban legend. Now, Tasha, Sky, Geo, Mileena, and Rocky must work together to find the answers to the questions their enemy is determined to keep. It's the Grovers Volume 1 Who's Afraid of the Boogeyman launch party. I'm your host, Tawn Krakowski, the founder of Barnstormer Publishing and Empress of Tawnlandia. I'd like to welcome our viewers joining us live tonight and those of you watching the replay. Tonight we'll talk about J. Jesse Edwards' debut novel, Who's Afraid of the Boogeyman, the first of many in the Grover series. Have a few readings, answer some of your questions, and have a giveaway for ebooks and signed copies of Volume 1 at the end. Make sure to drop a comment, say hello, tell us where you're from, ask a question to be entered to win in that giveaway. And just a reminder, your comments will be visible to everyone, so don't say anything that I wouldn't. Right.
Hello, world.
We're going to show those comments on the screen right there. And we'll get to the introductions tonight. For those of you who are following for the first time, I am a former jet captain, author, narrator, and a serial entrepreneur. At one time operating a coffee and smoothie catering business, a virtual reality arcade, and now an experimental media outlet and publishing company. I'm on the board of directors of the nonprofit BWN Publishing, which provides education, growth opportunities, and publication of quality authors from underrepresented, economically disadvantaged, and rural communities. I firmly believe in the power of storytelling and community. In Tawnlandia, reading is rebellion and knowledge is power. With me this fine Femme Friday evening is J. Jesse Edwards. Jay has had the creative bug his entire life, splitting his time between Arizona and Ohio. Growing up, Jay spent countless hours reading, drawing, and acting out stories with his siblings. He wrote his first short story at 10 and developed a habit for writing fiction throughout his teens into adulthood. Outside of writing, he enjoys superhero content, sci-fi and fantasy, animals, and Dungeons and Dragons. Jay currently resides in his hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, with aspirations of finally sharing his creations with the public. Welcome, Jay. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about it? More. Well, welcome. Well, first just say welcome, Jay. How are you?
Doing great. Hopefully I can hear the sound of my own voice over my heartbeat right now. But I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Well,
Ooh.
I want to make sure I'm still on here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the story and what inspired you to write it?
Okay. So as you can tell from the intro, the story is about these five young people who all come from different socioeconomical backgrounds, brought together by detention for various reasons, which you will see. And when they do come together, they're roped into a situation that gives them superpowers, but they aren't the only ones with superpowers. And when they find that out, everything starts to just trickle down from there.
I love it.
As for Yeah. And as for inspiration, oh, I'm sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was just going to ask that. Tell me about your inspiration.
Okay. Inspiration comes from just about everywhere. Growing up, I was, if it was whether through TV shows, cartoons, comic books, graphic novels, video games. Um, if it had some form of storytelling, I was all for it. And yeah, I also did like to go outside, but when I was inside, uh, that creative bug just bit me, and I didn't never let it go. So the inspiration comes from all sorts of places. I like superhero stuff. I like coming of age stories. So when I was originally drumming up the idea for this, I was like, let me put these two things I like together, because some of the greatest advice I've ever heard was to just write what you know. And I was like, okay, let's see where we can go from here. And I always had uh, this tendency to of what they call it, maladaptive daydreaming, particularly when I was in detention a few times here and there because I wasn't an angel. And I remember looking around the room with some of these other kids who I would never hang out with otherwise, and kind of just wonder, like, what would happen if something just forced us to work together? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of trickled from there.
That sounds awesome. I know what it's like to kind of have the story pop into your head, and before you know it, um, you're telling a story that you didn't know you had in you, and you can end up being surprised by what you end up in the end with what you end
Hmm.
up with. So
Yeah, because the hardest part, I'm pretty sure any author can relate, is when you get to that first page, like you have all the ideas mapped out in your head, and you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, this is going to be great. And then you look at it, and it's just that empty first page, and you're like, ah.
uh-huh.
So once I got over that first hurdle, um, because I've had a past of like starting stories and then abandoning them for whatever reason. But once
Mhm.
I got over that first hurdle, everything just sort of flowed from there. And I drew on not just what I like to watch, but from some life experiences too, which
Mhm.
helped to make things easier. Because I'm not a teen. I don't know what it's like to be a teen in this modern era, but I feel like a lot of um, internal struggles and
Mhm.
external can be multi-generational.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I said,
absolutely.
I just wrote what I knew, and I hope it comes across that way.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go ahead and we'll do the first reading of Tasha.
Hmm.
This will be an introduction, excuse me, an introduction into my favorite character, Tasha. So we'll hear a little bit more about her now. It wasn't supposed to be like this. The weather in Olligrove, Illinois was ideal. No clouds, light breeze, temperature in the high 60s. Perfect springtime conditions for a Friday in late March. Unfortunately for Tasha Monet Simone, she wasn't going to be able to enjoy it. The early morning sun cut through the blinds in her window only serves to annoy her, not because she wasn't a morning person. In fact, quite the opposite. The sunlight was just a harsh reminder that today she was going to suffer through the pure, dreary boredom of detention after school. Tasha rolls her eyes. It wasn't even her fault. It wasn't fair. Tasha kicks off her blanket to get dressed. She picks out a pair of black jeans, an oversized army green jumper with matching shoes, then goes to the bathroom to freshen up. Tasha looks at herself in the mirror as she washes her face. She's a young black woman with coffee brown skin and matching eyes. Tasha sighs as she removes her bedtime bonnet, letting her long ginger red locks fall free around her shoulders. She'd gotten them professionally washed and colored as an early birthday gift a few days ago. Right, my birthday, Tasha thinks to herself as she applies moisturizer to her skin. She has her mom's round nose and her father's thick eyebrows. Though neither of them is around, there are plenty of photos of them all around the house. Photos that do little more than remind her of their absence. She'll be turning 18 this weekend, Sunday, in fact, and her parents won't be around to celebrate this milestone with her. Tasha starts to tear up a little, but then stops herself. Not now, girl. Don't focus on that. She shifts her brain to focus on the positive. She still has her older sister, Bree. Though she works almost non-stop to support them both, Bree promised to be there for Tasha's birthday. Tasha sniffles and wipes her eyes. She damn well better. Oh, that was a fun scene. I like that one.
Yes, and it's funny how you say that's your favorite character because she's my favorite character to write as well.
Oh, absolutely. Um, I love the realness that kind of comes through with your words as you write that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, now is a great time for some questions and answers. If anybody, and I see we've got quite a few people that have shown up, and let's see if we've got any questions in there. Let's see. Oh, Sprinkles is really proud of his big brother. Their big brother. Sprinkles. I see Pat in there. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Oh, Melly says she can't wait to read the book. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. Let's see. Oh, Percy Art spotted. That's actually something that I wanted to bring up. So tell us a little bit about Percy, and while you're doing that, I'm going to put up some art of Percy's as well. So
gotcha.
You on here, like the dagnammit. All right, I'm just going to add us both to the stage and put some art over on the side. Okay, so we have Tasha. And I'm just going to take those comments down for a second so we can see. And then we have Rocky, who we're going to hear about a little bit later on. We've got a little excerpt from Rocky as well. And then this is Sky.
Sure is.
And Mileena. And Geo.
Yes,
and then
indeed.
All of them looking badass.
Yeah. Readers, when you get to the certain part in this book, when you find out why they're wearing hoodies and bandanas, you'll see why that was my particular favorite scene to write down.
Absolutely.
But Percy, very good friend of mine. So I, as we said in the intro, I am a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. I play online. By the grace of whatever higher power you believe in, weekly with a group of people who have become very dear friends of mine over the past about, I want to say almost 3-4 years now. And, after sessions, we'll always just kind of like, whoever still has time, we'll kind of just, just goof around and talk. And, Percy would just post his artwork here and there because we would all like to talk about our hobbies. And I remember just being so enamored with the way he designs things. And I was just like, wow. And he happened to join the group around the time that I was in the middle of still writing the Grovers. And I was like, wait a minute. this is like, basically a comic book just without, all the other pictures. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
why shouldn't I get some art in here? And a hobby of mine is drawing, but it's like I'm only good at doing it on paper. I don't know how to do it digitally at all. It's a big learning curve for me.
Uh-huh.
So when I would see the artwork that Percy did, and I was like, this is pretty much perfect. And he would talk about how sometimes, friends would give him commissions to do work. So I just took a shot in the dark and messaged him privately and was like, hey, would you like to work with me on this book I'm writing?
Mm-hmm.
And he agreed. And from there, the rest is history.
I do love the artwork. And one of the things that I struggled with a little bit when typesetting and basically getting it ready for publication is that you have some full cover, full color, awesome images in the book. And
Hmm.
it's a little bit more expensive to do it in color. And I was thinking, I'm like, I didn't want to do it in black and white because it doesn't do Percy's art justice. And
Hmm.
so, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I do have a comment here. When and where can I buy it? Like yesterday, ideally.
Hi,
Uh, so if you go to barnstormerpublishing.com, you can kind of scroll down to get to the book. We're taking pre-orders on the paperbacks right now for signed paperbacks. However, I will have a QR link at the end. If you would like a free ebook, you can sign up for our newsletter and you can get the Grover's ebook for free. In addition, we're going to have some giveaways at the end. So, but barnstormerpublishing.com is where you can find it. All right. Oh, and I have a question before we get to everybody else's questions. So,
hmm
D&D, what
hmm
character do you play? I need to know what character you play.
Oh, this is kind of a loaded question because, like I say, we play weekly, and
Uh-huh. I
and
do as well, just so you know.
oh, we're gonna talk about that later. And because we play weekly, funny enough, at first it started off with the group I'm playing with now. We were only playing like one game,
Uh-huh.
um, but then it kind of evolved over time into everyone else wanting to try out doing the DM stuff,
Hmm.
including me. So there's one week I play a half elf cleric. Uh,
I'm
rookie
I'm
alert.
a tiefling cleric, so actually a Claard, so I'm cleric and bard, so been leaning into that bard lately.
Nice. And
Uh-huh.
funny enough, my half of cleric, I based a lot of her off of a Sailor Moon, which we make a
Mm.
lot of jokes about that during sessions because of the that I could give her. And then on the off week, I play an Aarakocra, which is a bird humanoid
Yes,
warlock.
Jonathan.
And on the opposite side, where my cleric is very, cheery and upbeat and girly pop, my bird boy cleric is very sad, very, I'm not going to say edgy, but a little angsty.
Okay,
I
I
like
get it.
um, I like the contrast.
I like the contrast
And
too.
then I'm gearing up to become a DM.
Ooh,
Yep. And I'm gearing up to become a DM this coming Sunday, actually.
very cool. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. The only problem that I ever had with DMing is that my characters, my players never did what I anticipated them doing. So you spend so much time on the fly trying to figure out what they can do because they're not doing what you planned on them doing.
Yep. Yeah, you could write a
Oh,
whole book full of notes of potential things to do, and somehow
mhm.
they'll just register that in their brains and do the opposite. And then you just got to go with it.
Exactly. I do
But it
have a
makes it
question.
fun. It makes it fun.
It absolutely does. I love D&D. Patrick would like to know if you could tell your characters one thing, what would it be?
Hmm. You did good. You did real good. But things are coming up that are going to test you. So just hold on to each other.
I love that. That's nice. I have a question from Emily who says, having a POC narrator talk about the importance of her hair with getting it professionally washed. Did you think it was important for a character to talk about their hair?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is part of the reason why Tasha is my favorite character to write because I mean, there are five main characters, but she is kind of the de facto leader of sorts. And, unfortunately, as we saw with, the reaction to things like the live action Little Mermaid and Star Wars and things like that, people, a certain section of people weren't very happy to just even see a POC woman taking lead, let alone one with her natural hair. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to create a lead character who is very unapologetically a Black woman.
And and that is a really important thing to the culture. A woman's hair, especially. There are so many culturally significant parts of that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people who are not a part of that culture don't understand. And I really like seeing that represented in a book that is for ages 13 and up, because some of
Mm-hmm.
those kids are going through those things as well. And it's definitely something that should be, out in the open and talked about and incorporated into everybody's in everyday life, because it is an everyday life kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Melly would like to know what your favorite quote from the book is.
Favorite quote. Ooh. What can I say without giving anything away? um oh it's hard to pick an absolute favorite quote, but I
Hmm.
do have a favorite. It's going to be basically an in joke when you read the context, but all I will say is maple ginger oatmeal.
All right. I'm down with that. I have one from Scott. He would like to know, what did you have the most challenge writing, the beginning, middle, or the end of your book?
The middle, to be perfectly
Hmm.
honest, because one of my drawbacks as an author is sometimes, um, because just like my mind, the plot can meander when it came to some of my old projects. Um, Sometimes I had a trouble, focusing on something or figuring out just exactly what to put in between like the big action sequences. Because like you can you can figure out what's going to happen in this fight scene or this big dramatic emotional breakdown, but it's like the mundane stuff that happens in between those that's really hard to nail down without feeling boring.
Yeah, yeah,
you
I
know
completely
so that
understand
so
that.
that a reader doesn't look at it and just be like, okay, when's the next fight?
We know the grass is green. It's okay. Yeah, I do understand that. And I think some of the times as we're writing, our characters, just like our D&D players, go off and do something that we're not even expecting. And we're as surprised about it as authors as, as readers would be. So
Yeah.
I can see how the middle would be be challenging. Sorry, challenging. Um, we would like to know your favorite character and why.
Hi, Brasha. Love you. uh,
Hi.
favorite character. I mean, I love all five of them because I put a piece of myself in each of the five main characters, and which is why the book means just a lot to me on a personal level.
Mhm.
Tasha's my favorite character to write, but my personal favorite character is actually Sky,
Oh, okay.
um, the blonde gentleman. Um,
See if
Again,
I can
without
put
giving
him
too
up
much
here.
away, uh, he has a lot going on, but he's very funny. I like
Mm-hmm.
he's very funny. He's very witty, because because I'm the same. Like when people like vent to me about stuff, or we're kind of just talking about something serious or something bad happening. I
Mm-hmm.
like to try and alleviate the mood because life is heavy enough as it is.
Yeah.
But the fun thing about Sky is he wants to be that person for other people, but then it's like, wait, who's going to be that person for me?
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's about as much as I can say without giving too much away.
Yeah, no, we don't want to give too much away. We've got a little bit more later on, a little more about Rocky, but nothing too much yet.
Mhm.
Um, we've got here, if your main characters were ice cream flavors, what would they be? I like this one.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I love this. Okay. um. Oh, this is such a fun question. Okay, so I think Tasha. Okay, ice cream. She would be butter pecan with caramel drizzle.
Ooh. All right. I'm
Um.
down with that.
Yeah. um. Geo. I believe he would be cookies and cream with mint.
Mm.
Um, Sky, classic Rocky Road. I'm not going to do that for
Okay.
Rocky; it would be too obvious. um, Mileena, uh, the what do you call it? The lemon berry ice cream, I think.
Ooh.
Very
Wait,
sweet and tart.
I haven't been putting Melina up here. There she is.
Oh, yep, there's Mileena. Yeah, she.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's what it was. Lemon sorbet. That's what I was thinking.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
And then what did I say for Geo? Mint cookies and cream. Yep.
I thought, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I can see that.
And for Rocky, yep. And for Rocky, strawberry shortcake.
That's perfect. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you,
Oh,
Emily. That was a great question.
that was a great question. Um, I have a question that is what is the biggest or most common hurdle that you came across throughout the process?
The biggest hurdle coming throughout the process. In terms of like the actual writing process, sometimes when I would get to a section of the book where I have my notes, I would feel something different in the moment and kind of change things around, which has its varying results. But I feel like it all came together as it should be. But that can be a little annoying when you write something down one way and then when you actually get to it, it doesn't feel like when you wrote it, and then you have to change it. Um, but I think in terms of just overall writing the book, the biggest hurdle to overcome was my own mentality. Because the truth is, I had finished this project well over a year ago. And at the time I was content to just keep it to myself because I had a very deep depression for years and was not doing anything creatively. And I was like, growing up, you always see like, oh, being a creative isn't a marketable or sustainable career path. You got to get a real job. You got to get your head out of the clouds. Not everybody's going to be the next Stephen King or the next, whoever.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
So really the biggest hurdle was getting over those thoughts because they were very much there. Like, again, when you get to that first blank page, just trying to figure out what to do, part of the brain was like, you don't have to do this. Who cares? Nobody cares about this. This is stupid. So getting over that was so worth it.
Yeah. I agree. I think a lot of times we have to kind of get out of our own way, get out of our own heads in order to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Lydia would like to know if you could hug any of your characters, who would you hug? And after that, I just want to say I would hug you, Jay.
Oh, I think you saw what hug you too. If I could hug anybody, I mean, realistically, I would give them all a group hug. They all need hugs. But I would hug, first and foremost, Miss Mileena, the young lady with the green hoodie.
Mm-hmm. There she is. She looks pretty huggable.
She does. It's just, she doesn't want to come across that way, which just makes her need a hug even more.
Oh no, I get that. I do have an Eno's inside joke question. Will a Steve be introduced at any point, or will your catchphrase, "You slide into every campaign," be mentioned? I hear a D&D joke in there, and I know what kind of shenanigans D&D people can get into.
Yeah. Oh my God, Now that you mentioned it, because I am in the middle of doing the sequel, I will introduce a random Steve.
Nice.
And yes, the catchphrase will be slipped in there. And for the sake of hilarity, I will not spoil what that catchphrase is.
We're going to have to read the second one to find out. That'll be a good Easter egg.
Stay tuned.
Emily would like to know if you could have a D&D spell in real life, what would it be?
Oh, prestidigitation, absolutely.
Yeah, mage hand would be cool.
That would be cool. But for all the non-D&D nerds out there, prestidigitation is like oh wow, it's kind of hard to explain actually. It's kind of an all-around, very small spell. Like you can instantly clean something or dirty something. You can you can cool the air, you can heat up the air, you can flavor something, you can make little sparkles. It's a bunch of very tiny, helpful magic tricks.
I like that. Melly would like to know who would be your dream to voice the characters.
Oh wow. Hard question to answer because I don't keep up with a lot of like young celebrities, unfortunately. So I'm just going to imagine the celebrities in my head younger to do this. Tasha, I would want her to be voiced by the lovely Miss Kiki Palmer. Sky. Wow. Oh, this is tough. I'll have to come back to that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
This is hard.
Uh-huh.
For Mileena, Zendaya, I think that would
Oh,
be
that would
cool.
be amazing. Oh yeah.
um, for Rocky, um, what was his name back in the day? Oh, Jake T. Austin.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. For Geo, hmm. Wow. Why can't I think of anything?
It's a tough question.
It is. Trying to think. Someone younger back in the day I liked who would voice him.
We can come back to that one.
Yeah, we can come back to that one. Yeah, for some reason, I'm having trouble thinking of voices for Sky and Geo.
Hmm.
If anyone has any
Oh
suggestions,
yeah,
you let me know because I'm drawing blanks.
that's a good idea. Kim would like to know, is there a time of day when you feel most creative when you're writing?
Um, Actually, usually at night.
Mm,
Um, because like that's when my thought processes from the rest of the day has kind of come to a halt,
mm-hmm,
and I'm not and I'm just in it because I think of creative things that are happening while I'm at work,
mm-hmm,
because like I said, my mind is never quiet, and I maladaptive daydream quite a lot. So in the middle
mm-hmm.
of doing other things, ideas will come to me. So then at nighttime, when I'm actually able to sit down and write, is when I feel like I'm at my most creative.
That makes sense. Um, Atora would like to know, is there a character that embodies you completely?
First of all, that's my mom. Love
Hi,
you.
Mom. Hi, Jay's mom.
That embodies me completely. Uh, Honestly, it's kind of a tie between Sky and Rocky.
Hmm, like it. I have, Kim says, I watched an interview with John Grisham where he mentioned that he typically writes the ending of his books first. Do you employ a specific approach to beginning and concluding your books when you begin writing?
Endings, no. Usually, it's always something that happens in the middle.
Mm, mm-hmm,
Like there were times like when it's more than just like writing notes. Sometimes I'll have entire like scenes of dialogue planned out
mm,
and not just little abbreviations. But sometimes that can be a little bit detrimental because again, you still have to start it to get to the middle.
mm-hmm. I
And then
hear
by the
that.
time you start something, the dialogue you wrote before might not fit the situation from how you began it.
Yeah. Um, Allison wants to know what song with your characters listen to on repeat.
Ooh, I love another great question.
Mm-hmm.
Tasha, I envision as very much just like a pure R&B girly. So I feel like what she would listen to is currently Folded by Kehlani on repeat. Sky, uh, he would be listening to Soda Pop from K-pop Demon Hunters on repeat.
I like it.
Geo, uh, I imagine he likes a lot of older music, but like not in a pretentious way.
Mm-hmm.
So like you wouldn't think from looking at him, but he has like Frank Sinatra records in his room. and he would be
Okay.
listening to witchcraft.
Okay.
Wicked witchcraft. Mileena, I think she would be listening to. She strikes me as kind of like a Billie Eilish kind of girl,
Okay. Yeah, I can
and
see
she
that.
would be, yeah, she would be listening to Birds of a Feather
Yeah.
from sun up to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rocky, actually, kind of like Gio likes older music, but like in a millennial way. So he likes a lot of 90s hip hop. And even though he's the youngest of the group and he really shouldn't be repeating it, he would be listening to Hit 'Em Up by Tupac.
Can't go wrong with Tupac.
Nope. As
I
long as
do
he
have
doesn't
a
repeat
couple.
it.
I do have a couple suggestions, though. We've got a vote for Owen Wilson for Sky, or Tom Holland for Geo.
Okay, Tom Holland for Geo, I get, but Owen Wilson for Sky because they're both goofy blondes.
And which one of your characters would accidentally start a pyramid scheme?
Mileena would accidentally start a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
Owen Wilson, I'm still stuck on that.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
Emily would like to know what your number one pet peeve is when reading other people's work, like pacing or lack of character development, that kind of thing.
First of all, my dad just opened the door and said Shia LaBeouf for Geo. That's funny. But,
it's just getting sillier and sillier now.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Do you have any pet peeves when reading other people's work? Any kind of things that bother you when reading other people's work?
Well, I'm trying to think of one because there's several.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously character development is important, and if they change from this, then sure. But I don't like when a character comes off as very much like above it all, or like, oh, I'm not like the other boys, or I'm not like the other girls. You know what I mean? Very much like, oh, why is everybody behaving this way? Everyone should be doing like this, and you know, they're wearing pink and I like to wear black and sit in the corner by myself. And you know, it can kind of come off as very like, well, why am I reading this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, if you don't like anybody or like anything, why should I like you?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So I do see a lot of these questions kind of descending into chaos, like which character is most likely to get lost in their own backyard? Which one of your characters is most likely to become a bad guy? If the villain was a kind of cheese, what cheese would it be? So if you had to explain your plot to a raccoon, how would you do it? So
what is going on?
I know. This is the best interview ever. So I think that maybe that was a little bit, I think we've gotten quite a few questions answered in here. And I really did want to get to the point where we read, where I read the next clip for Rocky.
Okay.
And then we can get to some giveaways.
So before we get to the Rocky section, I will answer one of those. Which character would likely become a bad guy?
Ooh.
Interestingly, I think it's a toss-up between Rocky and Mileena.
Oh. Maybe that's why Mileena needs the hug so badly, because she will eventually
Yeah,
become a bad guy.
yeah. See, it all comes around.
I'm a bad guy. Duh.
Okay. I did say she was a Billie Eilish girl.
I do like that.
See,
All
it all
right.
comes around.
Um, so thank you everyone for your questions. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of them, but I do want to get to the next portion, which is a live reading featuring Rocky. So let me pull that up here. We're going to add Jay back in, and right as they descended the stairs into the tunnel, the gorgeous red-haired girl, Tasha, grabbed his hand. She said it was to make sure she could keep track of him in the dark. Not that she would have to worry about losing him anyway. Where else would he be? Rocky absolutely snuck away from his class and crossed that raggedy bridge just to have a shot at speaking to her again. He wasn't lying when he said he found his classmates annoying. Standing at a mere 4 feet 9, many of the other boys in his grade poked fun at him for being short. The ones who weren't making fun of his height were making comments about his mom. It's nothing new, unfortunately. Rocky's heard many people objectifying his mother his entire life. She's beautiful. She's always been beautiful. So he does his best not to let it bother him. After all, he and his mother have been close since day one. Growing up with a single mother, Rocky learned young to appreciate all the hard work and effort Andrea Castillo put into providing for him, and he's eternally grateful to her for it. Sadly, other than his mom, Rocky never quite formed a close bond with anyone else, at least nobody long term. He tended to keep his distance from other kids. While the majority of them played together and hung out in their little cliques, Rocky was perfectly fine at home playing video games or reading comic books. His favorite is Kid Estrella. Rocky has a friend online named Kenny, whom he talks to about all things Kid Estrella. He'd love to meet him in person. Unfortunately, Starfish, California isn't exactly around the corner for a playdate. This day in particular, was the first thing in a long time that Rocky's actually been looking forward to. He's always enjoyed life science, so when Miss Davis proposed this field trip to Hillstone Park to get some first-hand experience with botany, Rocky was all for it. The fact that his mom volunteered to be an extra helping hand was nice, of course. However, his day was truly made when he saw who she brought along. High schoolers, cool high schoolers, especially Tasha, though that goes without saying. Rocky hasn't had many crushes in his life, but he was absolutely taken with her. Those brown eyes, those ruby red locks, her smile, her voice, her take charge attitude. Rocky just couldn't help himself. While everyone was running around in chaos trying to help Mr. Murphy, Rocky's feet had a mind of their own as he saw the teens sneaking away. If there was one thing Rocky did like about being short, it was that he was incredibly light on his feet. Growing up, he was a master at hide and seek. Was it incredibly risky that they were all going into uncharted territory and exploring an underground tunnel? Yes. But hey, his mom would probably be happy he's finally socializing. Oh, that was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Yes, it was.
I like how they're going into the tunnel, and it's getting dark, but it's going to be so much fun. It reminds me almost of Scooby-Doo mystery, a bunch of friends
Yeah.
and scary bad guys. I love it. All
I love it
righty.
too.
So hopefully everybody that's been commenting that would like to be included in our giveaway. We have some ebooks and a signed copy or two to give away. So here we're gonna go ahead and do now. Last time I did this giveaway tool, it didn't show up the way it was supposed to, but we're gonna give it a try. So I'm gonna hit draw, and oh, I wonder if I have to show it. Oh, I think I have to show it. Ho ho ho! I think I see. So you know what? I'm gonna put share screen on there. And then I'm going to put the giveaway tool on the other side. So it's technical difficulties, to stand by. We're going to share screen and we're going to do giveaway tool. And let's see if we have it up here. Maybe not. All right, I don't know how to do it. But the winner came up as me, so we're just going to redraw. That's not going to work. Right?
No.
So, all right, where's my giveaway tool now? I'm just having all kinds of problems here. Stop sharing. Oh.
Technology.
That was so weird. All right, so I'm going to do just kind of a random thing here because my giveaway tool just kind of freaked out because I tried to share it. So technical difficulties, but we're just going to close our eyes and we're going to click on Melly. Melly, you won an ebook. Yay, Melly. I'm going to put that in my notes so I remember. Yay! All right, so we're going to do the same thing with comments. I'm just going to kind of roll the thing around and see. Okay, here. Who's that? Oh, it's Mama. Mama!
Yay!
All right, we're going to put that in there for an ebook. And let's do one more ebook. What do you say? So
absolutely.
Comments. I'm gonna kind of just roll it around and click somebody's comment. And all right, I can't even pronounce that. Thursival.
Oh, that's Eno. My friend Eno.
Eno. All right. So Eno has got himself a ebook.
Ooh.
All right. So I think next we're going to go for the signed copy, right? And we'll do the comments here. We're going to hide that current comment. And then close my eyes. Let's try that one. Oh, it's the same one.
Oh.
He asked.
Yeah.
Who's this? Sprinkles.
I don't want to spoil him.
Sprinkles.
Are there any inside jokes from our childhood?
Sprinkles has won a signed copy. I love it. Yay! So I think we have all of the ones that we are going to be giving away. However, I did promise, let's see, I did promise that if you go to that QR code up in the corner there, I think you can pause the screen or something, pick it up later on because this will be on replay. And I'll also put the code up in the comments if I can. We'll find out. But at that QR code, if you go there, you sign up for our mailing list to get email notifications for Barnstormer Publishing and new releases, author signings, that kind of thing. you will get a free copy of the Grovers Volume 1 ebook. So I'm going to leave that up there for just a second. Yeah, very nice. And we're just about ready to close for the evening. Is there anything that you wanted to make sure that we didn't miss?
Just that this whole project was a labor of love that took years to complete, and um, and I really hope that it comes across the way that I'm hoping it's going to come across, and that everyone will love to read it just as much as I love to make it.
Well, I for one love to read it. It was a fun book, and I loved all the characters. As much as Tasha is my favorite, obviously, I loved all of the characters. Well,
and it's like, I saw once that they're like, when it comes to authors, sometimes, or like it's expected for them to not. I can't remember the quote exactly. They said, "Oh, it's not always going to come across the author's intent the way the readers receive." And just to know, before we even started the publishing process, that both you and Pat received it the way I intended, just fills my heart with so much joy.
Well, I honestly am really, really happy that that we met you and that we were able to help you bring this to life, because I really do love it, and I'm excited to begin this journey with you.
I'm on board 100%.
Well, with that said, I'm going to bring us to a close. I want to thank everybody who joined us live. I want to congratulate all our winners. I will contact you offline, DM with a download code for the book. Let's see. The Grovers Volume 1, Who's Afraid of the Boogeyman, is now available as a pre-order on barnstormerpublishing.com. However, if you follow the QR code, you can get a free ebook copy when you join our email list. Be sure to check out the website, barnstormerpublishing.com, for new releases, live launch parties like this one, author signing events coming up, and of course to support our indie authors and us as a small business by purchasing directly through our website. Even though Who's Afraid of the Boogeyman will be available worldwide through all major retailers, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, that kind of thing, all the purchases made through our website, barnstormerpublishing.com, offer the best royalty rates to us and to Jay as an author. So I do want to point out, we want you to kind of skip the middleman, especially, in this climate. You don't want to give Bezos any more money. Just say it.
You.
Well, and I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank you, Jay, for being here. And I'm excited to get this launched. Hopefully we'll have it ready very soon. For right now, the pre-orders are going through November 20th, and fulfillment will be the 21st through the 28th via shipping. Unless something happens and we have it available sooner, So I'm just saying, keep an eye on the website. So
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much, you guys.
Right.
Good night.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Take care.